Hi guys. Happy Wednesday. We are we're past like the peak, the peak juicy energy of the Lionsgate portal. Not quite up to the full moon yet, but we're definitely still in what we would call the gateway, Leo season. Open the lunar cycle with the Leo new moon. Man, quite a pot of energy is a stirring. I just wanted to come out and chat with you guys. I think Spirit has been like super chatty, resonant messages. Doing Lionsgate portal readings for everyone. We are in the first harvest season on the wheel of the year. I'm kind of in transit today, we'll say. Not uploading at my RV space today for reasons related to internet connection and such, and just out and about today. Leave it to an Aquarius to be a rambler. And that's all right, because we carry magic and intention and connection to spirit everywhere we go. I've got the Mystical Moments Tarot today and the Earth Magic Oracle cards. Earth Magic Oracle cards really been speaking in a lot of Lionsgate readings. But yeah, you guys, it's intense. Huge gateways and portals in the Lionsgate readings. We're in a place where, see, a lot of times what happens is when we hit this high peak, kind of holy fire season of this type of energy, we it's easier to access because it's so high frequency, it's so high vibrational. Sorry, I'm just trying to get adjusted here at an angle that I like. I like to see the flame of the candle, okay? So this year's tough. It's tough because of a lot of things that are astrologically moving around the chart of this Lionsgate portal. Lionsgate portal mainly is the observation of the Sirius star, which the Egyptians referred to as like our soul star, our soul sun. So Sirius starts as like heliacal, however you say that, I'm so sorry, rise from the end of July, going till about the rise of the full moon, going till about, I want to say, I don't have lunar charts, or I don't have astrology charts pulled out in front of me, I don't have my laptop, but it's like the 12th or something, and I think that's right when the full moon is peaking too. So we are in this galactic gateway of sorts. And it is super high frequency energy. You can even just observe on a scientific note, like different solar flares and these different things that are going on that confirm that type of energy. It's like in my mind, I see like a bubbling ocean with all these things crackling and popping on the top while this Lionsgate portal is doing what it does, and then which leads us up to this full moon in Aquarius. That's how I see it in my mind, because we have such huge players going on right now. We had our first quarter this week. Well, really, we've kind of wrapped that up, but we were ramping up to this peak of this Lionsgate energy with Scorpio, the moon being in Scorpio before it moved into its full, preparing for the full moon, getting closer to that. We have, Mars, Uranus conjunct with the North Node. So we've got unexpected revelation type of energy moving around in our emotions, moving around in our surroundings. We've got an intense archetypal energy of Mars with Uranus. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. Uranus is gonna Uranus is good at hitting you with the unpredictable, to make you look in a direction, to make you see something, to make you think of something, experience something that you may have otherwise avoided. It's like the hangman in the tarot. We got to flip you upside down by your foot for a second because, listen, I don't think you're seeing this. I don't think you're hearing this the way that it needs to be heard. I don't think you're catching this. We really need you to. And so, people, places, events, even revelations internally within inside of ourselves. The North Node, the nodes in astrology are really about destiny, soul purpose, our strengths and weaknesses. We were born in this reincarnation, in this lifetime that we agreed to contracts to, we agreed to relationships to, you know, certain life cycles that play out cyclically over and over again in our life. That is the North and South Node type energy. You can definitely check out North and South Node energy in a lot more detail because they each have their own place. But that's kind of the energy of it, right? So we've got revelations kind of being struck like matches, you know, over the top of these waters, while we have, it's like we're reaching up. I don't want to say quicksand. Well, for some people it may feel that way. We're reaching up, trying to climb into these flaming portals of this Lion's Gateway. And it's definitely reverberating. The energy is waning now because we're kind of past like the 8th and 9th here. So we're kind of waning out as we go toward the full moon. But energy ripples out and intention is very strong. And if we still focus in this Lion's Gate portal, I don't want to discourage anyone from accessing, meditating, doing any type of personal work, you know, or meditation or anything in that type of space, because we can still access it. And we're ramping up to a very powerful, very collective consciousness, seeing things from a panoramic type of view. Revolutionary thinking. It's just revelation would be a huge word. But, you know, I wanted to share a message collectively for people that I did not specifically, you know, do a one-on-one reading with. Because this message, this energy just kept coming through where it kind of felt like Spirit saying, you know, Spirit, our higher self, our super consciousness, our guides, however that resonates for you, I always respect. You know, we all resonate differently. Look at this, the Ten of Swords. It's like, listen, one of my favorite channelers always says love and light, okay? And sometimes that can be a phrase people don't take seriously, but honestly, it's all said for our highest evolution. It is love and light. But I feel like in my own channeled space, in my own heart space, a lot of messages were coming through. And even collectively of other people that I've noticed is we can look at the Lion's Gate portal, you know, 8-8. Oh, you know, we're ramping up. We're gonna slather it with okay. It tends to be a lot. It's a massive portal of abundance, expansion, manifestation. Yes. But I feel like my spirit guides, my ancestors, my higher self, the things that I move and work with in my own path and alignment, there's a message that I think Spirit wants us to know is that manifestation work is great. Vision work is amazing. All necessary components for sure to be successful in creative ventures, business ventures, living a very intentional life where you manifest your own reality, right? These are all great things. But I think sometimes when we're on a spiritual path, when we are awakening, it is easy to miss the core root. And I think this is what the guides, the ancestors, the spiritual archetypes, the energy for me that I'm tapping into in this portal. It feels very high resonance to me personally. It feels very angelic, almost like angels aflame, if that makes sense, if you resonate with that. And I was raised biblical, but I can't, you know, obviously Archangel Michael comes to mind, but take it as you will. Flaming cherubim. Oh, I don't want to be dramatic, but these rings of fire, and it's like we can be going on a lower vibrational thing, which may just be money, which may just be I'm manifesting this car, I'm manifesting this thing, and I'm not knocking those things as a practice as far as living life intentionally. I'm not, and I've done those things absolutely, but I think at the core, a message that kept coming through is number one, and I see the 10 of Swords. Anytime you see the 10 in the tarot, it is a cyclical ending. You're about to go from one suit to the other. And if you add the 1 to the 0, it takes you back to the what? The 1. So Saturn is also in retrograde in Aquarius right now, and that's your Lord of Karma. When Saturn goes in retrograde, he's dialing in the microscope. He's looking very closely. Karmic cycles will complete, and I like to use this reference that another astrologer channel used, and it just resonates with me. And I was sharing it with a friend. I've shared it with a few people because it's funny, but it's true. It's like you're getting ready to go get on a plane to a new destination, and you get your ticket checked. When karmic cycles, relationship contracts, I'm not even going to get into twin flames and soulmates and all that good stuff, but when contracts need to be completed, the debt collector, the bag checker, the ticket puncher will come around. And it's going to depend on your shadow work, your soul work, your honesty with self, your practice on your path, and things that ultimately come down to your intentional inner heart space alignment. Because that's where your energetic vibration comes from. That's where your frequency that you're putting out to the universe comes from. That's how everything that is in your reality right now is being drawn to you like a magnet of what you attract. So I think this energy right now in this portal is saying that, number one, we're massively still closing karmic cycles and contracts. There are things that you're trying to still put in your backpack. And I'm seeing that as like if your heart chakra had a backpack, hear me out. And it was like, you need to go on the plane to your new destiny of frequency, but you got too much in your backpack. There are too many people riding on your coattails of your energy. The tickets need to be checked, and you're going to stand at the door, or you're going to stand at the crossroads of a path, or you're going to stand getting ready to go on with your carry-on, and someone's going to be behind you, and someone's going to say their ticket does not check, and we cannot sweat it mentally. It cannot be mental burden in our mind anymore. People have souls, people, energetic karmic contracts, even from past lifetimes. People have been making choices. 2021, even in the end of 2020 was the Great Conjunction. Oh man, I don't have any of this stuff in front of me, but we went into this wormhole. We went into 2021 being a very challenging, a very knee deep in the emotional work. If you ain't been feeling it, if you ain't been saying it, it's all going to flesh out now. And then you're going to get some heavy hitters throughout that year that are really going to knock you in your shadow spots that you have not been working on. And you'll be brought down to your knees respectfully in love. Because you got to see this, shit, and that's what Spirit was saying. And a lot of these messages that I was channeling in these Lionsgate portal readings that I've just been wrapping up come back to the heart chakra, massive heart chakra blockage. We also have Venus right now is moving from Cancer into Leo, but Venus has a opposition from Pluto. This is the dance of Hades and Persephone. This is the Lord of the underworld with your self-worth, what makes you feel beautiful, what brings you pleasure and joy, how you see yourself, how you connect in love and relationships. There's a lot of different things with Venus. You feel free to read on more, but heart chakra blockage and a lack of understanding in the alignment, which I believe honestly starts so much in the heart chakra. In the heart chakra are restoring wounds that are related to self-worth, self-love. Huge blockages in heart chakra. I kept seeing, kept channeling to so many people in tarot messages. And I felt like Spirit was just saying through me, it was saying to me and through me, and it was a message that I just wanted to share with everyone collectively. When you look at your chakra, you have your crown, and you have your third eye, and you have your throat. Now below that, in the lower, you have your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root. Now in the middle of that connects that throbbing, that whoop, 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 whoop. The earth has it. Gaia has it. It's like a drum beat. It's like a whoop, whoop, whoop. It's a magnetic field that pulses around your body. And that's not spirit. That's science. That's the rhythm of your actual blood being pumped from head to toe in a cyclical manner every single day. Your heart chakra is such a potent center. And I think the message is that if we have blockages there, be they childhood traumas, be they suffering, be they relationships we let go of and we haven't healed, which goes back to trauma, or that we have not let go of. Energetic ties and cords, old stories of ourselves we're still trying to live, and how other people define us as opposed to how we define ourselves. These things are shadow work, and the shadow work is going to cloud heavily in the heart chakra, and it's just a huge message. The Lionsgate portal is like being given a fresh new opportunity. It's like if you put a slate into the fire and you burned it clean, the highest level, the holy fire of purification, so that you can rid yourself of the cords, rid yourself of the stories, rid yourselves of the attachments, rid yourselves of anything that is, because here's what happens, okay? When your heart chakra is not in alignment, it's going to trickle down, it's going to trickle up. And what I kept seeing in a visual mind's eye was how spirit wanting to pour in from the crown. So I was more focused on the blockage that the heart creates going up to the throat, the third eye, the crown, right? Because if we have blockages, if we are not healing, if we are not walking in an open and rooted heart space and grounded in who we are and the worth that we know that we have, the love that we give ourselves before we give out to anyone else, and all these different things. And it really did have me sitting thinking about that Venus and about that Pluto opposing Venus energy that's moving around this week as well. Because what's going to happen is when that heart chakra is blocked, foggy, cloudy, energetic cords attached to it, shadow work that's not being done, inner child wounds, that's going to move up to the throat. And I'm just seeing like hands clutching around the throat chakra because we can't speak our truth. We can't set our energetic boundaries out. We can't work when we're spelling, when we're speaking. We can't speak with a purity of intention if we don't love ourselves properly, if we haven't done our shadow work, if we can't listen to our inner child. And then what happens is also, we can't speak our truth clearly. We can't set our energetic boundaries out properly. And then also we can't call out. We cannot spell. We cannot speak into this 3D level of the universe in truth and in clarity. And then what's going to happen as well is that's going to move up to the third eye. The third eye is going to feel cloudy. The third eye is going to feel confused because it cannot root properly in the heart, especially divine feminine. Divine feminine is, and yes, we have divine masculine, divine feminine on all, but I'm speaking specifically on divine feminine. Our emotions are such a huge seat of our intuition, our guidance when our emotions aren't being heard, when they're blocked, when they're repressed. That Venus with Pluto, there is also repressed emotions, divine feminine energy wanting to speak out on repressed emotions. That turns into pain in our body. That turns into health issues as well, depression issues, mental health issues. So I'm saying our intuition will then become blocked, or either we won't be able to voice from our intuition properly either. And then, of course, you go on up to the crown chakra. And the crown chakra, our guides, our spirit, our higher super consciousness, our ethereal, take it as you will with any archetype, your ascended masters, all these things in other realms, these other dimensional beings, your higher self, your ancestors, again, your guides, who you work with, they want to pour in with you. There was a lot of messages about guides wanting to come through, meditation needing to be done, and not just slapping a lot of money spells down. Love and light to all who do those, and I'm not knocking it because I practice a lot of things too, and I support a lot of people who do that, but I'm saying my own specific message for who needs to hear it. A money spell can be done 1,000 times, and it may manifest things, but is it going to take you to your best and highest alignment? It's not going to do your healing for you if we are not walking in alignment that's rooted out of our heart chakra being clear and unblocked. If we are not doing our shadow work, if we are not being healed, it's kind of like a little kid trying to manifest, not from a place of maturity. It's like trying to channel vision work that it's just not coming from the most evolved place. You know, a beautiful thing happens when your guides are able to pour in clearly through your crown chakra and you can connect with your intuition. You are not repressing your emotions. You are speaking your truth. You do know your worth. That all starts with that unblockage in the heart chakra. An amazing thing starts happening to where you find that you don't even maybe, this is not for all, take it if it resonates. If not, always in respect and love. You may not have to manifest. And you may have a certain level of clarity of an intention and purity in that heart space that as you move, your spirits, your guides, your ancestors, your higher self orchestrate things into being because your vibration, your vibrational, your frequency level speaks ahead of you. That level of maturity comes from your heart chakra, I'm telling you. And yes, I will say too, Spirit is showing me to also mention, yes, the solar plexus, of course, is very important because that's the I am. But we cannot even know who the fuck you are is a very important message. But how do we even do that if we are not doing the shadow work and the wound work in our heart? And I'm talking about doing it. I'm talking about crying it, feeling it, snotting it, journaling it. Being real and accountable with yourself, who you accept into your energy, what you allow into your life. This is like a massive shift, and I feel like this Lionsgate portal is channeling to me like burning away the impurities around that space, because if that core work isn't done in that space, we're all going to be like walking out of left field. It's like we're going to be starting off over here trying to see stuff when we needed to be here first of all. And it's like work smarter, not harder. Work smarter from your heart chakra though. And manifestation and flow and energetic vibration would do a lot of the work for you that you feel like you do so many times over and over repeatedly. And you're like, why am I not getting where I want to be getting? Or I get there and then it falls apart. And then I feel like I'm working double hard. And how come people don't hear my truth? So resonance, revelation and resonance keep coming through in my mind. It's a lot of this type of, energy when it doesn't have to be that way when we align in our heart chakra. And that message, I'm telling you, has just been coming through so strong. So strong in every single reading, man, regardless of it, just kept wanting to come out. And I felt like it was in a message that I wanted everyone to have access to. So I wanted to hang out and sit with you guys, even though I was kind of here to and fro today, and it's all good because Spirit, wanted to speak. Our higher selves, we wanted to connect up there in the ethers and have a chat and say, make sure when you're in a portal like the Lion's Gate, you don't make the mistake of thinking that abundance and manifestation are only from hard-ass work, are only from having enough oils and having enough herbs. Not knocking any of these things. They all play their place. But if the heart alignment is not right, if the work is not being done, it's not going to manifest the way that it could, or you're going to end up busting your ass and working really hard and learning a lot of extra lessons. We got to be doing the shadow work. We've got to be doing the self work. And after we've come through a year like 2021 and that 5 year, we're in a year now of the 222 and the year of the 6 and all this Jupiter energy that we got blessed to go through. Now Jupiter's moving in retrograde. So whatever you were able to get to juice out of that, you already got it. Because now Jupiter is doing something completely different. And we're kind of locked in based on that work we've already done. But that's a whole nother video. Spirit is just saying we need to have a correct understanding of where abundance really comes from, and the work that is really done from the genuine heart space of wanting to heal inner child wounds, wanting to heal, transmute pain and suffering and different things into wisdom. The deepest level of abundance comes from wisdom. We don't get wisdom until we do that work that's so uncomfortable to do. That's why a lot of people don't do it. We have the Four of Swords. Look at that, because we don't have to work so hard if we are doing the inner work. the whole grind thing. And I get it. And hey, there's times for that. You guys, like, I was literally selling a house in a matter of a month. I understand the grind, and there are times where it has its place, but Spirit is just trying to say a message, We don't have to be in the Ten of Swords energy. We can be much more in a rejuvenated space of the Four of Swords and still be manifesting while we're recovering our energy, because our vibration of our heart chakra speaks ahead of us, right? The Eight of Wands came out in multiple readings too, because I feel like Spirit is saying you could be doing this, but your energetic vibration would be going out before you like this. She ain't even working hard, Look, vibrations and frequencies like wind under her umbrellas are just carrying her where she needs to go. She didn't even need a plane. She's not even kicking her legs. She's just chilling. Feathers, light energy, light, being wafted and carried by Spirit, being wafted up, being lifted up by, it's about energetic vibration is what I'm trying to say. And people are like, well, I'm trying really hard to vibrate a certain way, but that's not how it works. And I love you because I've been there. That is not in a mocking tone at all. I say that because I have been there. I still circle back there. We all do. No one's perfect. That's why we're spirit dancing in a human form, because we are learning things, because we're experiencing emotions, and because everything ain't going to be perfect. But I'm saying, so your spirit guides don't want you to miss the true high frequency access of heart level healing that we could be doing right now. That requires us to check our ego. That requires us to do shadow work. That requires us to turn painful things about ourselves that are within us from pain and wisdom. Pain and suffering into wisdom. That is really the work. And the brightness, the insane brightness, and there's so much fire in this chart too that supports this time period right now. But the brightness can be used in such a way, it's like if you can shift some doorways inside of your heart and your spirit, oh, I'm telling you, it was like you could light one candle and fly forward in light years of abundance. And instead of doing 20 of the same candles for a whole straight year and feel like you're dead ass getting nothing from it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like burning from a fuel inside your heart that's made of oil instead of cheap gasoline. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying, but I think that you may be if you're here to hear it. Okay? We could be floating like feathers instead of whacking ourselves in our mental space over and over with swords, trying to figure out why some things aren't manifesting, why some things aren't healing, why some things aren't coming to fruition the way that we thought that they should, or why we feel, well, I just get to the big opportunity and it's just like, alignment, resonance, revelation is so, so important. And then we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is a very transitory card, and it is all about healing wounds. It is all about a time where sometimes when you're in a process of healing, you can feel very alone when actually you're not. You have got, on the traditional Rider-Waite, this is the one where like they're rowing in the boat and the lady is sitting with a child and their swords in the boat and they're kind of like leaving the little dinghy and you can see they're going off somewhere. And there's a guide put like rowing on the end. Do you know what I'm talking about? Your spirit guides, your ancestors are here. They want you to speak with them, sit with them, meditate with them. You could plan the fanciest ritual on the planet and have every single oil, have every single beautiful stone. And you know me, I don't knock any of that. I love my tools. I love my tarot. I got tools sitting out right here. But if you're not doing the inner healing work, it ain't gonna take you. It's like jumping in a boat and having holes in it, thinking that if you paddle harder, you'll still get there. Do you know what I'm saying? Spirit is really speaking on the inner child wound, the transitory wound healing work. There is a message for people, I guess, that have shadow inner child heart healing, heart chakra blockage. And it's like, stop doing this other stuff and do this work, because that's what's going to take you far. Heart chakra healing, resonance. It's huge. I feel like I've been preaching, guys, and it's just how Spirit was coming through, even in the readings and stuff like that. It's a message. I am going to pull from Earth Magic and read some Stephen D. Farmer, because he's amazing, and he will soothe us a little bit. I love you guys so much. I only speak from a passionate place in my heart. Well, number one, because I'm channeling a message, but number two is because I'm not talking to you about anything that I don't even deal with on my own. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling someone in a reading, it's like when Indiana Jones was trying to get to the Holy Grail, he didn't have time to stop and do massive, let me do a manifestation plan. And again, I am not knocking manifestation or vision work, none of that. I do it all myself in my own life, yes. But I'm saying there came a time where the resonance inside of his spirit, he was literally running from tumbling boulders, and one stone would pop up and the other, and he would just be jumping, stone jumping, stone jumping, stone jumping, right? Because there was a resonance in his spirit of his mission that allowed him to move that way, right? And that was what he had a whip. I mean, you get what I'm saying? Look at this. And this came out for another reading. Perspective, which goes right along with resonance. It goes right along with the Six of Swords card. It goes right along with the Four of Swords and the Six of Swords, asking us to slow down and do the work, because that's going to hit in a way more revelatory way than any kind of I just want to manifest money spell. And that's the Spirit talking. That's just not just me, you guys. Let's read about the Milky Way from Stephen D. Farmer. You guys know I love this oracle deck. It's been with me the longest. It is very well loved. Stephen D. Farmer has beautiful writing in his book, so I'm just reading directly from it. Let's see. Perspective. The Milky Way is said to be one of billions of galaxies in the observable universe. It contains between 200 to 400 billion stars. The one most familiar to us being the Sun. The oldest star in our galaxy is 13.2 billion years old, said to be nearly as old as the universe itself. The Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Distances are measured in light years, and the Milky Way galaxy is believed to be 100,000 light years in diameter. The enormity and vastness stagger the mind and challenge the imagination, yet it also gives us some notion of where we fit in all this. Considered from this perspective, our usual frame of reference is put to the task. We're faced with the choice of abandoning our myopic vision in favor of seeing and accepting the bigger picture, or we can just allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by a sense of smallness and helplessness. Yet, know that we're composed of material from those very stars that inhabit the Milky Way. Thus, we're connected to Earth and the entire universe at all times, in life and in death. You have lost your perspective, so it is time to step back, to breathe, and allow yourself to detach. I needed to breathe my damn self. In order to gain information from your senses and regain your perspective about the situation. And I feel like this is not just perspective about a situation, by the way. It's about what are you manifesting and why? Are you doing the work? What is it that you're calling in? Anyway, the book further says, detachment does not mean that you no longer care. It simply indicates that you are looking at things from a different point of view. It is an outlook that is not clouded by emotions, judgment, or attachment to outcome, but instead maintains a non-reactive awareness of these things. The witness, that internal aspect of yourself that simply observes everything in your life, offers his or her eyes here. Through these lens of pure awareness, you can examine all aspects of your experiences, physical, emotional, and mental, without denying anything. And by doing so, you will come to understand a greater perspective than is typically justified by your ego, which then allows you to see what is before you with clear vision and open mind. So I feel like this Lionsgate portal, we have these flaming energies of our superconscious and our ancestors and guides that want to burn away some ego here. They want us to return to a different perspective and have a clarity and vision. And I think that's a super important message right now. And I hope that people don't miss that, being nothing wrong with manifestation, nothing wrong with abundance, nothing wrong whatsoever. I want nothing but everyone to be blessed to the highest favor that the universe will allow, right? Because the universe longs to bless us. We're the universe. The universe is literally us. Why shouldn't we be blessed? But the alignment, the intention, the core and the root of our heart space is so fucking important. And Spirit just keeps pressing that in. And what we're eating for our heart chakras, how we're doing breath work. What are we doing? Returning to the heart chakra, remembering that that is the most important work. I'm a shout out to my friend Yvonne if she watches this, because literally a couple weeks ago we were talking about the heart chakra and this bracelet, and I went out and did all the things without throwing my bracelets on, but I've had that one on for days and days. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, whatever bracelet I have on, except maybe one, is from her anyway. Shout out the little lavender corner. Spirit is speaking on the heart chakra, so I'm going to close it at that. I love you guys so much. I just wanted to chat with you about a message that was on my heart. And I hope you guys make best use of this super, super high frequency energy. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this portal and enjoy your full moon coming up in Aquarius.